Welcome to another rookie card collector 123 video. In today's video, I am going to start a new series. I think it's interesting. We'll see how it goes as we move along. But each video, I'm going to profile one Baseball Hall of Famer, and I'm going to talk about each different option for this Hall of Famer's rookie card, as well as an additional 5 or so low pop, hard to find cards that maybe some would not have ever known about or looked for before they knew about this. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have handy any of these cards to show, so I'm going to talk a little bit about each one, the set that it's from, and hopefully at some point as I progress in my video making, I'll be able to start putting slides, picture slides into the video, and I could show cards off of the internet. But as of right now, I'm just going to go through and talk about typically 10 cards for each Hall of Famer. I'm going to go in alphabetical order. So the first player I'm going to look at today is Henry Aaron. Should be a very popular one. The first card I'm going to mention is his very first, earliest card produced. It's very rare. It's a 1952 Indianapolis Clowns, which was the Negro League team that Aaron played on in '52. It's a postcard. It's black and white, and basically it has Aaron's face kind of superimposed on a drawing, caricature drawing type of baseball body swinging a bat. As far as I know, there's only 2 of these Indianapolis Clowns postcards out there. One of them I know sold just this past year for almost $200,000, and the second one sold, I know, back around 2010 for roughly $10,000. So that kind of gives you an idea of where the sports card market is these days for the ultra rare, super high-end Hall of Fame rookies. Next one we're going to look at for Aaron is going to be another rookie option, which is his '54 Spick and Span Braves. It was a team issue about the size of a postcard. Spick and Span was a dry cleaning company. Made cards of all the Milwaukee Braves for the 54 to 56 time frame. So Aaron's was produced in '54, his rookie year. Aaron's also swinging a bat on this Spick and Span card. Tougher one to find, much tougher obviously than his Topps rookie, but these are out there. Values are considerably lower than the traditional Topps Aaron rookie. Third one I have for Aaron is going to be his 1954 Johnston Braves, Johnston Cookies. Obviously a cookie manufacturer. They also made cards similar to Spick and Span of the Milwaukee Braves players, Aaron being one of them. His is a closer up portrait in this case. These are pretty popular. A little tougher to find than the Spick and Span cards, but fairly similar. Again, much lower population than the '54 Topps traditional Aaron rookie. Next one, the last rookie card option for Aaron. I'm not going to talk about the '54 Topps. I think we're all very familiar with that one. But the next one I have here is one that you may never have heard of before. This is from a oversized, again, it's a Milwaukee Braves team-only issue. It's called the Marshall Merrill Portrait Series. It's made from '53 and '54, so it was produced over 2 years. It was done by an artist called artist named Marshall Merrill. And these are basically line drawings, portraits of the Milwaukee Braves players. Several of their bigger stars were done by Merrill. And one of them, kind of surprisingly, being a rookie, was Hank Aaron. So that's probably by far his toughest, other than the Indianapolis Clowns card. this Marshall Merrill would be by far his toughest rookie year item to try to collect. Again, it's probably about 8 by 10. It's on a sort of construction paper type of backing, so it's really not a traditional card. I wouldn't really call it a rookie card, but it's a rookie collectible. Getting away from the rookie items now into other early Hank Aaron cards that are out there. The first one I'm going to talk about is the 1955 from the Bowman series. Those are the ones with the TV screen inset in the middle. Those are not rare at all. Aaron is in the set. However, there was an Aaron salesman sample which was produced in advance of the 55 Bowman release coming out, so that the Bowman representatives that were trying to solicit sales from candy stores, local retailers and all, they would bring these salesman samples into the store, try to convince them to carry the Bowman cards once they were issued later in 55 in their store and sell the packs there. So the salesman sample differs from the regular Aaron card, and all the salesman samples differ from the regular 55 Bowmans in the fact that the back of the card, instead of Aaron's bio and stats on there, the back has advertising info for the 55 Bowman set. Also, these Bowman salesman samples were produced in 3-card panels. So the Aaron was produced with 2 other cards. All 3 in the panel make up the advertisement for the 55 Bowman baseball series. So if you only have the Aaron card single individually and not part of the 3-card panel, you're only going to have a portion of the advertising back for the Bowman series. The other 2 cards would have the remaining 2/3 of the ad. Next one I'm going to talk about is, once again, it's a Spick and Span Braves, so it's another team product by the dry cleaning company, same as the 54 rookie card. This one was produced in 55, the following year. Also, all the Milwaukee Braves, and what they did this time is they made these larger, and also they were produced as die cuts, which makes them much more condition sensitive. As parts of the body and the baseball bat and various other sections of the card could easily be torn off or damaged. So these die cuts are especially hard to find in nicer, higher grade condition. These were in black and white. Next item that I have that's on the tougher to find side would be the 1956. They produced, Topps produced a pinback series, which is a little more common, but still much tougher than the mainstream Topps baseball cards. But the item I'm going to mention here is called the Yellow Base Paths pinback. It pictures Aaron with a baseball field background, Aaron's face superimposed on a ball field background, which is mostly all green, with the exception of the first to second, second to third base paths being colored yellow, hence the name Yellow Base Paths pinbacks. And these are also known as PM15s in the standard catalog. So another tougher to find, a more obscure early Hank Aaron piece. Next one I have is the 1957, a meat company, as was kind of popular in the 50s with the Briggs meats and Stahlmeyer and Kahn's Wieners and all those. There's another meat company in 57 called Swift Meats, and they produced cards of players, including Aaron is in the series. And what they did was they have sort of die cut pieces of the player's body and uniform and all. And the arms, the legs, the hat, the head, the torso, all those were produced in separate pieces. They came sort of in an uncut sheet, and you could punch them out and put a player together. Was the concept, was the idea of that. I don't find those very often. Some people like them, some people don't really like them. Because again, when the card is intact, it basically looks like a bunch of pieces of a ball player in uniform. But a tougher to find, lower population, fairly early Hank Aaron, again, 1957. And the next one I have is a 1959. These are black and white. These have become much more popular just in the last year or two. These were issued in conjunction with a television series that was being shown at the time called Home Run Derby. These are, again, about similar to postcard size. They're blank back and they're black and white. And they had most of the major big sluggers of the era, including Aaron, Mantle, Mays, Killebrew, all those guys. And these have, again, become much more popular. Prices have really skyrocketed on these. Pretty low population report numbers for all of them. The rarest one is actually the broadcaster who announced the TV series. They made a card of him, and he's the toughest one to find out of the whole set. And they're listed as 59, I believe. It's been determined since that they're really 1960, I believe, 60 or maybe 61, but a year or two later than the 59 original issue date. And the last one I have that I'm going to talk about today is from 1960. So this is now about 6 years into Aaron's major league career. This is the Lake to Lake Dairy Braves, another Braves issue. So it was only Milwaukee players featured on here. These are a blue, dark blue duotone card, so it was basically blue and white without any other colors on there. And these are typically found primarily with staple holes in them as part of packaging that they were attached to. One of the tougher Aarons to find. Not impossible, but population numbers are fairly low. So that's going to wrap up my first episode in this series of Hall of Fame rookies, as well as some of the oddball, I would say. Lower pop, tougher to find cards from earlier in their careers. Just thought it would be a good idea to put something out there so if people have sort of like a top 10 list to go after of not the mainstream cards, but the rarer, lower pop, harder to find cards, and may even be some that you previously didn't know about before. So hopefully it's also an educational piece as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave comments below so I know if it's a topic I should continue. I'm going to continue making the second video in a few days and just continuing in alphabetical order and I'm planning to go through all the Baseball Hall of Famers unless I start hearing that it's not something that anybody really cares about. But if it goes over well, I'm going to continue and go through all of baseball, and eventually I have collected football, basketball, and hockey Hall of Fame cards as well. So in the long term, that might be an avenue I might get to at some point. But for now, I hope you liked the video. Have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next one.